Right, boys, if you are not trying to maximize your full potential as a man, you might not be taking your own life, but you are essentially killing yourself because you are killing that version of you, what could have become. The guy who was confident, the guy who was running his business or pursuing the career that he wanted, the guy who was pursuing his dreams, the guy who was focusing on his fitness, becoming a better man. The moment you stop actually focusing on yourself and maximizing your potential is the moment you are killing that version of yourself. And every single man has that version of himself that he needs to unlock. But it's up to you, basically, whether you take the right steps to actually make that happen. David Goggins actually spoke about this, and he said his biggest fear in life would be going through life not pursuing his dreams. He would still be fat, he would still be broke, not focusing on himself and actually becoming a better guy, and he would still be that loser, and he would die. And he would go up to heaven, and there'd be this long line, almost like lining up to basically go into like a nightclub, right? And there's God, and he's reading off all these names, he's reading through all these things, David Goggins comes up, and he says, okay, David Goggins, Navy SEAL, motivational speaker, running marathons, in shape, inspiring, and David Goggins basically says to him, he's like, whoa, that's not me, and then God says to him, no, that was who you were meant to become. And that is going to be the biggest fear for any man, which is never being able to see his full potential and also having the regret at the end of your life, knowing you could have become so much more if you had actually just put in the work today, if you'd actually just pursued your dreams, took some risks and fucking gone for it. But that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video today. The thing is, you already know what you need to do, you're just not doing it. Intrinsically, every man knows he needs to get in shape, he needs to stop watching porn, stop fucking scrolling through social media, he needs to work hard on his business or his career, actually pursue what he actually wants to make more money so he can take care of obviously the people around him. He knows that he needs to take responsibility instead of having a fucking victim's mindset and saying that, oh, life's just so hard and it's all on me. Actually having some fucking accountability. Like, every guy knows they should be doing that and ultimately trying to unlock that best version of themselves. So what is the reason why you're not actually doing it? Because knowledge isn't the problem. It never has been. There has always been countless amounts of knowledge, especially in your lifetime, right? So that is not the issue because you've got information on Google, you've got information on YouTube, on ChatGPT, the books behind me here, you can fucking read any of those. Like mentors, Instagram, TikTok, there's so much fucking information these days. Yet most men will stay in exactly the same position. Like, you can have the most perfect plan in the world, right? You can have the most perfectly executed, the perfect put together plan. But if you are not the guy to follow that plan, if you are not the guy who's had that identity shift and actually become the guy yet to actually stick to something, then it doesn't matter what fucking plan you have in place or like what sort of roadmap you have there. It doesn't fucking matter because you are not the guy to actually make those steps. And that's what I often say with the clients that I work with, the guys that I help get in shape who level up their life, is you haven't become that guy yet. If you're fat, if you're out of shape, haven't been focused on discipline or anything else in your life, then for you to instantly go to, okay, literally sticking to a diet 100%, sticking to training 100%, getting your steps in 100%, like basically nailing everything in your life, for you to go from that guy to this instantly, it doesn't happen with a perfect plan. It happens with an identity shift. And the thing is, there are so many guys who have so much fucking talent, have so much potential, but they just never end up making anything happen. And it's because talent and potential doesn't mean fucking shit without action. Like, if you do not take the steps necessary to get you to that place that you want to be, it doesn't matter how much potential you got. And a lot of guys say, oh yeah, like, if only I just like applied myself. Like, you might have even said it yourself. Like I've said it sometimes as well. Like, when you think about, okay, like, what if I'd actually stuck to that, or what if I'd given that a really good go? Like, it's natural, right? You do not want to be thinking of that in 20 years time, 30 years time, 40 years time. And you're looking back on your life and you're thinking, what if I just gone for that? That is not what you fucking want to be doing. You want to be saying, no, I left it all on the field. I fucking, looking back on my life, I just went for it. Granted, I failed. I might have taken some risks, but at least I went for it and figured it out. Because, guys, as cringe as it fucking sounds, we do only get one life, and it will go by in a fucking instant. that who was it who was fucking saying this? There's a famous video. Eddie Murphy. Is it Eddie Murphy? I'm pretty sure. But there's a video of him saying, okay, the average person only has 75 years of life, right? Which, when you think about 75 years, it sounds a lot. But when you realise it's only 75 summers, 75 winters, that it puts into perspective. Like, think about how quickly this summer, like I'm going to release this in summer, think about how quickly this summer will go by, right? You only get 75 of those if you're lucky, right? So it just puts into perspective how short our time is and why we need to fucking take action as soon as possible, guys, because before you know it, you'll blink, you'll be 60, 70-year-old literally lying in your deathbed looking back on your life, and you do not want that to happen, boys. So please, fucking please, 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 do not wait around. Do not sort of hope for something to happen or something to click in place. You need to go out and actually fucking get it. And on the topic of going out and getting it, we need to make sure we are doing the uncomfortable things, because comfort is the enemy. Comfort never actually feels dangerous at the time. Like, when you're lying on your sofa and you're watching TV or you're eating a tub of ice cream, that doesn't feel fucking dangerous, does it? It feels like nice and comfortable, like the way it is. But that is what makes it so fucking dangerous, guys. And if you get into that trap of the comfort, it might be, I don't know, laying in with your girlfriend or like something like that, like fucking for a couple hours, like instead of getting to the gym or instead of actually working hard or doing what you need to do, like calling in sick to work because you're like not actually doing anything, but you're just like, oh no, I don't want to go in today. Like, you need to put in that action. You also need to make sure that you aren't getting too comfortable, because the comfort is where dreams go to die. Now, I'm not saying you need to go through life fucking having pain on every corner, right? Obviously, the point is to enjoy life as well. But at the same time, like, growth happens when you find discomfort. Like, there's a reason why when you go to the gym, it's uncomfortable. It, like, obviously it hurts, but that's a sign that you're growing. When you push yourself out your comfort zone, for example, you might be, I don't know, an actor, let's say, right? And stepping on stage for the first time, you might be absolutely shitting bricks. Like, I remember when I was a kid, stepping on stage, I had a bit of that stage fright. But once you do it once, then it's fucking easy for you. Like, you do it, and then the more you do it, you get used to it. But at the same time, you seek that discomfort, and you grow from it, and then you realise, okay, I'm a better version of myself now. I can then look to sort of take the next challenge or the next bit of discomfort. And that is where growth happens, guys. It's that snowball effect of constantly seeking growth in all these different areas, or seeking discomfort in all these different areas, whether that's with your training, whether that's with your knowledge, whether that's with your education, whether that's with your relationships, your family, your friends, whatever it may be, right? Seek that discomfort, because the thing you've got to realize, guys, is that same discomfort will compound over time. Like, we talk about your seeking discomfort, and obviously when you have that growth, that compounds. But at the same time as well, if you are the guy who's not doing those things and not going to the gym, not like taking action, that will compound over time as well. And you will end up fat, broke, tired, and hating his life. And I do not want that for any of you boys, right? I want to make sure that we are all inside fucking watching this video, because the fact that you've even clicked on this video just shows you are the type of man who is actually willing to invest in himself and actually seeking more out of life, which is fantastic. But we need to make sure we are doing the right things to actually get better. Like, to get fit, to get wealthy, to get energized, and to actually love his life, love what he basically waking up day to day. And it doesn't take a lot, guys. Like, take it from me, right? I can remember literally at one point in my life, I was 10 to 15k in debt. I was fucking struggling. My girl that I was seeing, I just fucking left me and fucked off. I was having to get the bus to work because my car broke down for 2 to 3 hours a day. And I was just in such a shit place. But I just kept staying persistent, and within the space of a year, I quit my job, I cleared all that debt, I saved up 10 to 15 grand. I then went travelling to Marbella, spent 3 months out there, and I also spent another 3 months in Asia travelling around, running a business with my boys. And it just goes to show like how quickly your life can turn around if you have that tunnel vision and if you have that fucking drive, like, boys. Like, I'm not special, I'm not talented, I just can work hard. So it just goes to show, like, if you boys put in the work, it can fucking happen. Like, and at the end of the day, like, every guy knows what he needs to do. So get to the gym, work on your discipline, focus on your purpose, build your business and career. And the thing is, if you focus on those four staples, everything else will sort of fall in place. Like a lot of guys, like a big thing is like lack of purpose, lack of direction. But you start doing these things and everything sort of falls into place. Like I've been training since I was like 13 years old. Like I've been in the gym since I was like 13. And that was the first stepping stone for my self-development journey of me actually becoming a man, that sort of guided the path to me of what I actually wanted to do with my life. And it built me into a character who actually was a guy who was able to have that delayed gratification, who was able to practice discipline, who was able to go through that pain and to find the growth in these different areas and to just keep pushing through. And it's the best thing you can do, guys. So like getting to the gym, obviously it's fucking a no-brainer. Like it will help you so much, not just with your physicality and obviously all the opportunities that presents, but also with your mentality. And obviously you're going to hear this 1,000 times on YouTube or fucking Instagram. You're seeing guys talk about getting to the gym, but I cannot stress the importance of this, guys. Like I would not be talking about it with this much passion if I didn't see it true. And the thing is, I was actually speaking about this the other day as well. It's hard for you to see, is if you're a guy who's out of shape or who hasn't been in the gym yet, it's hard for you to see how much your life could actually change by going to the gym and focusing on your fitness and doing this side of things, because you haven't experienced it yet. And it's not something that you can actually visualize because you haven't experienced it. Like for example, with money, right? If for example, if you get a job or like a new job that pays more, like you're like, okay, great, you can see the incentive in that, you can see how that's going to pay off because you've had your first paycheck before, like you've worked before and you know what that feeling was like when you first got a bit of money through, you spent it on some new clothes or you got a new experience or you, I don't know, got a new car and your brain associates that joy with that money so you can see how it's like a tangible thing. But the physique and actually becoming that guy, you can't clearly visualize that because you haven't actually become it yet, or you haven't even had a glimpse into what it's like. But I can promise you, as you start training, as you start focusing on these things, like as time goes on, like you're going to realize the importance of it because you're going to get compliments, you're going to get people starting to notice you more, you're going to be more energized, your testosterone's going to be up, so you're going to have more energy to put into those other areas of your life. Now I could talk about this for hours and hours, but yeah, boys, gym is fucking the foundation. It's so important, and with that you can work on your discipline, your purpose, and also that leaks into your business and career as well. One of the biggest moments in every man's life is when he realizes nobody is coming to save him. Like, yeah, okay, you might have a little bit of help from your friends, you might have a little bit of help from your family, but at the end of the day, guys, like your life is up to you. Like the outcome that you want, the life you want to live, it is all on you. Like granted, when you were a teenager, when you were even going through maybe like sixth form or college or whatever like that, it might have been easy for you to sort of go by, like, okay, yeah, you have a bit of help here, like people sort of like push you in a certain direction, okay, go to college, go to uni, do this fucking bullshit, like study or whatever the fuck it is, right? Everyone pushes you into a certain direction, like even with your friends, for example, it's like, oh yeah, let's just keep going out on the weekend, let's sort of go to this club tonight, and you get so comfortable when you get pushed into that area. But you've got to realise, like, if you want a different outcome out of your life, like, nobody's going to change that for you apart from you. So it's up to you whether you want to change your life or not. That's all it comes down to. And it's fucking hard, guys. It's fucking hard being a man, like, and actually having that self-discipline, but also just going against the grain and also not seeking like the comfort, but seeking discomfort and actually finding the growth and actually going against what you're sort of naturally meant to do, like in what society deems like sort of what is acceptable, and actually going against it and becoming the version of you who you actually want to be and living the life that you want to live. Take ownership of your life, guys. Like, we all have to have brutal self-accountability, because if you don't, then you're never going to improve. It is so easy to say, okay, like, that didn't happen because, you know, like the circumstances weren't right, or like I didn't get lucky, or I don't know, like the people I was around like at the time were affecting me from not making that decision, or this happened or that happened. Stop playing the fucking victim mindset, because the problem is, guys, what you've got to realise is you blaming outside circumstances, you are taking the power away from you and putting them into that. For example, if you say, the reason why I'm in this place is because of him or her, you are putting the power in their hands, because, okay, what you're gonna let those people dictate your fucking life? Like, no, we're not gonna let that happen. You have to have brutal self-accountability, but also with that, when you start to win, when you start to succeed and you get onto the other side, you can then look back on it and be like, okay, yeah, I made this fucking happen. The reason why I'm here is because I made those choices in my life. I made the hard decisions. I went through the pain. I worked hard, and now I'm reaping the benefits of it. So granted, at the time, it's the harder decision to make, but in the long run, you will never fucking regret it. I can promise you that. So making sure that we have that brutal self-accountability, boys, is the most important thing, because you have got to be your own teacher, be your own mentor, and have those words with yourself and be like, okay, Lewis, come on today. Like, why are you not going to the gym? Like, you know this is going to make you feel like shit. You know, like, you need to be disciplined. You know that, okay, you should be doing this and it's going to help you get better. Let's get down there. You're going to feel better when you get in there, and then that'll be done, and then you can crack on with the rest of the day. Just those talks with yourself, right? You need to be that almost mentor for yourself. You also need to be that student for yourself, and also like being able to absorb information and just sort of take it all on, because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, guys, even if we're 45, 50, 60, even the people who are that old, right, will still be learning lessons every day, or like lessons once a week, or whenever, right? You are still going to be seeking that knowledge, still going to be seeking that growth, because that is just life. You are always going to keep developing. So it's important to realize you need to have that student mindset, in the sense of you need to be a bit of a sponge, especially when you're younger, because you want to absorb as much information, as much sort of knowledge and wisdom as possible, because that is ultimately what's going to help you with your life. Like, the reason why I like to think that I've gained a little bit of wisdom in my time, even whilst I'm still young, I'm only 24, but the reason why I think I've sort of managed to gain quite a lot of wisdom is because I've seeked the growth in all those areas. I've also spoke to loads of mentors. I've worked with loads of mentors, loads of coaches. I've spoke to people who are like 10, 20 years ahead of me, and I've just really absorbed all the information they've tried to give me. And that's the reason why I'm able to sort of, take it all on, and obviously be able to give it to you guys as well, because, that's all it comes down to. Just being that student, making sure you don't, you're not stubborn, you don't think you can do it all by yourself and thinking, oh, no, I can figure it out. No. Like, if you haven't figured it out yet, then realistically, nothing's going to fucking change, because if you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So something needs to change in your life if you actually want to get to that next level. So I ask you, who do you want to actually become? 10 years from now, the version of you, who do you actually want to be? Because this is the most important thing, guys, is the visualization. Now, not to get fucking hippie about it or too spiritual, but genuinely, guys, like, if you envision it first, you can see it that clearly, it will become your reality. And also, when you visualize it, you actually realize it's not that far away when you think about it. The best thing that I ever did, when I was thinking about my dreams, when I was thinking about my direction, my purpose, and what I wanted out of life, I sat down and essentially I got my black book in front of me and I wrote down what my perfect day would look like. Not some crazy fucking day when I'm in Dubai, I jump off a fucking plane, land on a jet ski and I go to like a yacht. No, not some fucking crazy day. Just a normal day today. What would your dream day look like? And once you write it down and you look at it, and you look back on like the things that you're doing, you actually realise it's not that far away at all. And I can speak from experience, guys, because like I talked about, from that space of a year, I literally completely changed my life, and I wrote down the dream day that I wanted, and literally a year later, I was living it. Like, at the moment, I'm literally living down by the beach. I'm running a business that I love. I love going to the gym. I love sort of being able to walk down to the beach, go for runs. Like, I've got the misses, which I didn't have at the time, but I said that's what I sort of wanted to sort of get as well. Like, literally, like in the space of a year, from going to that level when I was basically fucking in my worst possible state to literally living the dream day-to-day life. Like, that is how quickly it can happen, boys. And it can be exactly the same for you. But you need to envision it first. You need to see it clearly, because then once you see it clearly, you can be like, okay, what are the steps that I need to take to get to that point, right? So, for example, you might be saying, okay, I want to, get into video editing, right? Like, let's say, just as an example, like, it can be anything, right? Whatever you want to do with your life, like career-wise, or what you want to actually pursue, it might be video editing, right? So, in a year's time, I want to be video editing full-time, right? It's okay, you see that, and then you're like, okay, so what do I have to do to get there? Okay, so today, I need to edit a video, I need to post content, and I need to market myself. Those are the things that I need to do every single day. And once you almost deconstruct it, you can focus on those inputs day to day that you're going to put in that's going to get you closer and closer and closer to that end goal. So deconstructing like that is going to be a very, very powerful tool for you. But genuinely, guys, like a practice that you can put in place that helps me massively, and also I know has helped other people as well, is writing down your dream day, looking through it, and fuck me, boys, like, will it help? Like, because then it gives you that direction, then it gives like, okay, I'm running on the beach in the morning. Like, okay, so that means I need to start getting this running. Okay, I want to get into video editing next year. I'm going to be doing that full time. Okay, so that means I need to do that on a day-to-day basis. Like, it just helps you put into perspective, like, what you need to do to get to that point. So, yeah, boys, all I will say is do not let time keep passing you by and not taking fucking action and actually trying to become the man you want to be, because I can promise you, you do not want to be that guy who's 60, 70, 80 years old, laying on your deathbed, thinking back on his life and thinking, oh, if only I'd just actually taken those risks, if only if I'd actually taken that action, like the man that I could have become. You didn't want to fucking be that guy. So take those risks, take that fucking action, make shit happen, boys, or you will literally be living with regret for the rest of your life. So yeah, hopefully we enjoyed this video, boys. Obviously, I appreciate it was a bit of a sort of quick run through, but hopefully you got some good value from this, and I will see you in the next video.